Steph Curry reached 4,000 three-pointers, first in history. Has he been good for basketball, though? It was phenomenal seeing, definitely something that has never been done. Steph Curry was able to reach 4,000 three-pointers in something that is pretty much his first, second, in every nature, by that matter. However, when you see the ease that Steph Curry actually has, it also makes you wonder, how much has been the impact of Steph Curry to the NBA? And if your answer is, well, it's been a lot, you wouldn't be wrong. Steph Curry in that '09 draft, in which Blake Griffin precisely was the headliner for said draft, he was not the best one. The best player was Steph Curry, who was actually picked later on said draft. Steph, when he started his career, in difference to what many actually might think, he was not an all-star level player. No, he was not. Actually, Steph had to fight it out. Steph actually had to fight through injuries. He even had to fight out through the fact of believability that he would be that good. Steph was not an immediate success, but he became one. And boy, has he been one. It is suffice to say that the three-pointer nowadays, when you say a three-pointer and you mention Steph Curry, it feels like it would be a synonymous, does it not? Well, there is a particular danger in that as well. Because as glorious and as magnificent as it is to see Steph Curry doing his thing, and it's outstanding, it's a performance for the ages, and it's something that, at very least, you would want to think that maybe he can at least reach, who knows, maybe 5,000 three-pointers. Will the NBA be able to withstand Steph Curry's continuity? When we see Steph Curry, and I don't want to fully blame it on him, because it's something that had been happening in the 2000s slowly but surely. Teams throughout, especially in the second half of the 2000s, teams started to shoot more from three. Now, granted, was it anywhere close from what it is nowadays, where you get a 7'4" guy just throwing a three-pointer? You see Jokic, Wembanyama, anyone and everyone throwing three-pointers, right? No, it was not that. And that is where Steph is precisely the bridge, the conceiver of this situation. Steph Curry, with his natural ability, best shooter of all time. That's tough to argue for anyone, right? But in the process of this, he actually unraveled something that was, again, brewing since the 2000s, and he made it into a thing, shooting three-pointers like no tomorrow. And this is where, again, it's a magnificent spectacle seeing Steph Curry, because legitimately, no one does it like him. The accuracy, the efficiency, not even paralleled. Now, Steph Curry, who just turned 37, you see him, and by all means, aside from his knees, you would think that maybe the guy has a few more years left in the league, and I hope he does. He's a very nice cat to actually see playing. The problem, however, is that the magnificence of Steph Curry has permeated into one of the NBA's biggest problems. And it is legitimately how him not only influenced the Golden State Warriors for shooting the three-point scheme that they had, obviously Klay Thompson now with the Mavericks, also part of that Splash Bros, but this whole situation of them increasing through Steph, because that system of three-pointers was Steph through and through, right? Agree on that. So, that actually prompted the NBA to follow course, and all the teams follow the same model. Obviously, no one nearly as efficient as Steph, but everyone doing it. And this is one of the problems that the NBA actually does have. It's very tough when you see, again, like a guy like Jokic, like Wembanyama, and so forth, the big guys, instead of actually toughing it out inside, having the freedom of actually just shooting from half court or whatever. It's complicated Because the problem with things in anything in life is when you get too much of something, it stops being special. I mean, pizza is great. Pizza lover here, by the way. Because you get to have it every now and then, right? Can you imagine the pizza would be special to you if you would have pizza 7 days a week? No, it would just be something else. Same thing can actually be said for the three pointer. It has been given by every team to a point that now when you see it, you really don't want to see it. Because again, you are okay with watching Steph doing his thing, right? But then when you actually get 29 other teams doing the same thing in a game that is supposed to be dynamic and in a game that obviously previous to the Steph Curry phenom, you wouldn't see that. You would see 3-point shooting, but it's like everyone had their defined role. The shooters, yeah, they would do it. Your snipers. But now with the fact that everyone does it, including the very big guys, it's not special anymore. And that is one of the problems that the league faces. And really, you see teams that you might say, like the Grizzlies, are a team that, they're not huge on the three pointer and whatnot. But then you actually start seeing how many 3-pointers they do shoot. And it's like, well, they're not shooting it as much as the others, but they're still shooting many. Great. Same thing can be said for the whole league. And the three pointer has been part of why the league is down. I don't want to coin it everything on the league, on the three pointer for the downs of the league. There is other reasons that I actually covered. You actually can see it at the end of this video, NBA problems, where I detail pretty much everything and anything that is coining down the NBA. But as we are celebrating Steph Curry as he properly deserves, it kind of makes you wonder. We definitely can't have the cake and the donuts. We'll have to sacrifice one of the two. To get Steph's greatness, we in turn have to sacrifice quality of the game from the perspective that now the league is not as interesting as it used to be because everyone is trying to play the same. Go long, deep three-pointer. No. And unfortunately, Steph Curry, as great as he has been, multi-champion, again, very fun to watch, he has made a bunch of money because he's such a likable guy, obviously, both for himself, for the league, and everything. But unfortunately, he has also birthed a boredom of everyone playing the same, trying to imitate an artiste that he is. He's gifted. He's special in every single way. So the question is, can we just leave Steph Curry be the greatness of three-point that he is and enjoy him as the spectacle that he is for that? And the rest of the league focus on, hey, if you have a forte in something, do that forte. Because it's definitely very boring to see everyone trying to do the same thing while the master is shooting his 4,000th three-pointer. Congrats, Steph Curry. It's too bad that you've been so good that I guess, like the saying goes, imitation is the highest way of flattering. Sadly, that imitation has brought the league many negative circumstances that hopefully are soon resolved. Among them, the excessive three-point shooting. I'll be happy to read what you think about this in the comments. Remember, be happy.